Okay guys, good afternoon and welcome to another technical analysis update. Today is the 29th of April and it's just coming up to 3 p.m. So you can see here on the screen that crypto looks like shit, but at least McDonald's is hiring, so that's one less thing to worry about. Let's have a look at the overall markets. So on the traditional finance markets you can see that it's a mixed bag really. It's just sort of a mixed bag. I mean, Facebook is up, but this was all kind of in the green earlier on, and now it's just kind of taking a little bit of a dump. But again, McDonald's is up 0.08, so they're hiring, guys, so it's all good. Cryptocurrency market looks a bit like shit, so everything is in the red, apart from Dogecoin and TRX and a few more down here, but yeah, nothing worth shouting home about. Just a quick disclaimer, I've been to the dentist today, so if it sounds like I've been chewing on Pablo Escobar's nosebag, I do apologize for that. I'm still completely numb on the right side of my face, so I do apologize for that, but I will try and do my best to put out the information as clearly as I can. So let's start with the S&P. And let's just have a look at S&P on a context, sort of on the daily chart and so on. So here on the top left hand corner, which I'll maximize now, you can see this is a daily chart and I've got the yearly VWAP there. And we've bounced now a couple of times on the yearly VWAP, even though it kind of goes over a little bit. And this is the 2021 VWAP, by the way, this faint blue line here. This is the 2022 VWAP, the squiggly line above. So we're well below the VWAP and the -1 standard deviation. In fact, we're kind of testing that to see if we can get acceptance above it. But so far it's been rejected a couple of times. Either way, it's good that we are above the previous year's VWAP. And like I said, we've bounced there quite a few times now. I don't know how much longer this will hold as support, but I'd rather shit my hands and clap than bet that this is going to hold again. So you can see here from the volume profile that we're struggling to get above this low volume node here, right? So we've got a low volume node round about the same area where that first standard deviation is. So I'll put a little line there. In fact, I'll put a little line just to the side of it here, like this, and this should be visible on all charts there. And you can see here from the other charts, this is the 12-hour chart on the right hand side here, on the top right hand side, and also on the top left hand side. That's exactly where we're finding resistance there. Okay, we were also on the bottom left here. You can see that this is the 30-minute chart, and this is the weekly VWAP with the first standard deviation. We just broke above that resistance, which is also a good sign, but we're really struggling to get above this area here, which is this low volume node. And until we find acceptance above 4,290, then there's no chance that this is going to go higher. If it does go higher, then of course the yearly VWAP is sitting around about 4,400, and we've got a low volume node also here that would act as resistance. The reason I'm doing the S&P is just really because Bitcoin is really closely correlated to the S&P chart at the moment. It's just a leverage beta play, if you like, of the S&P. So if you don't believe me, go and have a look at the Monday's technical analysis update, where I show a chart where I illustrate how closely correlated they are. But anyway, going back to this, basically we are at resistance. We bounced at support, but support is getting weaker and weaker as it's been tapped so many times. Okay, if we lose this level, as you can see here, this is a high volume cluster here. Okay, if we lose that level there, then basically this is a low volume area here, and either the price has been acting as support there, but if it breaks through it, it will travel very quickly through that. And then what remains to be seen is if we either find acceptance inside of this distribution, right, or if we get rejected down there. But either way, that's below $4,000, and that's quite a tricky one. I mean, down there, if we find acceptance, then what we'll do is something like this, and then find that this low volume area is now resistance, and then we travel the whole distance of this high volume cluster of this distribution all the way down here, or it will find support there and then travel very quickly and do like a BART all the way back here, and then we'll have to wait and see if we find resistance there or if it finds acceptance above. Okay, so we just have to wait and see what happens in all of those things, but now you've got some key levels that you should be paying attention to. At the moment it does look like we're getting rejected from this first standard deviation of that line, and you can see here on the monthly chart, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, sorry, the 4-hour chart with the monthly VWAP, and you can see here that basically we are just kind of like just tethering on the inside edge of that. So acceptance here would be nice, like, you know, sort of like a little sort of a rally like this, and then finding it as support, and then as this is a low volume area, I think it would be quite quick, just like it was here, to retrace all of this illiquid move all the way back up here. But we've got plenty of resistance above, so I'm not sure if that's going to happen. One thing worth mentioning as well is the fact that we have a bank holiday weekend here in the UK, which means that Monday is May Day. I'm not sure how it works in the United States, but it's May Day on Sunday, and on the 2nd of May it'll be a bank holiday, and all the banks will be closed, and trading will be will have less liquidity, if you like, on the London session at least. I'm not sure how it works in the United States, but it is possible that they're also closed on Monday, so I'm happy to be corrected on that. I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not, but it's just something to keep in mind. Okay, so again, like I said, support right now should be around about 4,100, something like that, right? Let's have a quick look at that again. Yeah, around about 4,130. Resistance is where we are right now, around about 4,260, and then if we break above that, the next level of resistance will be the VWAP, which is around about 4,400. Okay, so you've got basically 3 levels: resistance, resistance, and then support around about, I'd say around about here, around about this area. Okay, so here on the 4-hour chart, I've marked that on the daily, but here on the 4-hour chart you can see where that is. Okay, so yeah, it remains to be seen what we're going to do here. Okay, so it's impossible to say. I mean, it does look like a decent bounce here, but like I said, this level of support is being battered. So again, acceptance above this middle level means almost certainly that we'll go to this one. Rejection at this level here means that we go to this level here. Okay, and of course, if this dumps, Bitcoin will dump with it. If this pumps, Bitcoin will pump with it. So that's all I wanted to show you here on the S&P. So it's worth keeping in mind, keeping an eye on that. Also worth noting, just because it is traditional finance, next week will probably be a volatile week, as we have a Federal Reserve meeting, the FOMC meeting, on the 4th of April. Sorry, on the 4th of May. And so May the 4th is very likely to be a volatile day, even though they've already announced the 50 basis points interest rates hike. But anything that is not accepted, sorry, like I said, I'm still under anesthetics. Anything that is not expected, so basically if they say, hey, we were too aggressive, the market's priced that in, but we're going to keep it at 25 basis points, that means it's positive and the markets will rally. If they say 50 basis points is not enough, we're going to hike it to 75 basis points, that means that obviously the markets have not priced that in, and we'll probably dump as a result of that. So with that in mind, just keep an eye on May the 4th is a volatile day without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, so very quickly let's move on to Bitcoin. And so the same scenario here. On the top left hand corner I've got the daily chart, and we're kind of still rotating inside of the first standard deviation of the yearly VWAP. Okay, so again, we bounced here on the previous year's -1 standard deviation, so this is basically the value area low here. We bounced on that. Could this be the bottom? Absolutely. But in order to confirm that, I want to see, basically I want to see the price accept above this VWAP here, which is around about 41,300, something like that, right? 41,500. Remember that number, because I've got something else to show you on Exocharts that adds confirmation to that. Okay, so basically what it is we want to find acceptance above this low volume node here, this low volume area, if you like, and then get acceptance inside of this distribution here. Okay, in fact, that distribution, you can make it a little bit bigger. You can make it that it's something like this instead. And so acceptance above this level here, above the VWAP, the current year's VWAP, means almost certainly that we'll travel the whole of this distribution right to the other side, which is basically where this low volume area here is. Okay, so at the moment this is holding as resistance down here, right? So this is resistance until proven otherwise. If we travel through there, it'll be quick, and then acceptance above here means that we almost certainly go up to this level here. Okay, and then at this level we'll have to wait and see what happens. Okay, this could obviously be resistance, we'll be consolidating there for a while. However, if it rallies, then it obviously means that we need to get acceptance above the distribution above it, if you know what I mean, right? So this is what I'm seeing on the yearly VWAP and on the daily chart. So let me just delete those levels again. Okay, so we've got another line there and another line there. So let's just see what that looks like on the other charts, just to add confirmation. I'm not sure why it hasn't printed on the other charts yet. So let me just... Aha, that's because that's on Bybit. So just bear with me a second. Let's go on to Coinbase. Okay, so again, I'm going to print a little line there, a little line down here, little line at the yearly VWAP, and then at resistance. Okay, and now you can see confluent levels here on the other chart. Okay, so basically let's have a look at the 4-hour chart again. You can see that some of those lines kind of have confluence. For example, this here was the February close for the monthly VWAP. Okay, and it has confluence with this low volume node here. So this area here, 37,500, could be a level of interest. Of course, we've already bounced there as well. So if we go lower, then I'm looking for this level here. It doesn't change. 36,000 is what I'm looking at. Okay, 35,800, 36,000, something like that. You can see here I've got a naked volume point of control there, which means that hasn't been tapped, and that has confluence with that lower standard deviation of the 2021 VWAP that I showed you on the daily chart. Okay, so again, all I'm looking is for contextual levels, for key levels at higher time frames, and then looking at them on smaller time frames. All right, so we need to get acceptance above this level here, around about 41,000, 41,500 is again where that monthly VWAP is. The current year's the current month's VWAP is. So you know, if the market rallies up to here and finds acceptance above this, then I think we're pretty clear to go up to $42,000, $44,000, something like that. Okay, all the way up to the top here. But I'm not seeing that until we break above this first standard deviation. So in terms of the weekly or the 30-minute chart, which is the sort of like the smaller time frame, if you like, we're kind of rotational inside of the inside of the standard deviation for the week at the moment. Like I said on the last TA update, breaking above the weekly VWAP would be a good start, but then we've still got resistance above here, and that's exactly what happened. Okay, we found resistance there, even though we rallied above. Okay, we rallied above. Where did we get stopped? If I look here on the 4-hour chart, you can see that we got stopped exactly on the monthly VWAP there. Okay, so again, looking at the 30-minute chart, not sure why it's not showing on this level here. Oh, that circle that I just added there is up here. That was the monthly VWAP, and that's exactly where we stopped. Okay, again, confluent level, because the previous week's close here, the -1 standard deviation, that's exactly where we kind of rallied to. Okay, so again, just looking for contextual levels and things, confluence really between time frames. Okay, so I don't want to make this too complicated, so what I will say, and quite simply, is that I want to see, for the bulls, I want to see the market rally and reclaim $41,500. If we can reclaim $41,500, I think we've got a pretty good chance to rally all the way up to this level here, around about $44,000, 45,000, something like that. Okay, so acceptance above this level means that we've got a pretty good chance to come all the way up here. Okay, a rejection at this level means that we go down to $38,000, potentially $35,900, $36,000. Okay, something like that, round about here. Okay, and the rest in between is kind of chop. Of course, we are rotational inside of the current year's VWAP standard deviations. Okay, as you can see here, and I'll show you that on Exocharts as well. On the market profile, it's really easy to see. But we're kind of rotational in between of all of those levels. All right, so you can also kind of draw a parallel channel like this. We've got 3 taps at the top, we've got 3 taps at the bottom, thereabouts. So we're very close to the bottom here, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a liquidation candle come all the way down here, right? And this is basically the level that I'm looking at for longs in the higher time frame. Okay, so up until here I'm not really interested unless we tap down here and we do a fake out like this, sort of like coming down here, holding this as support, doing a fake out, and then reclaiming those levels. Then I'll be interested. But for the time being, I think that this level here is a level of interest, 36,000, 35,600, and I will show you why in just a second. So I hope that is clear. I think it's bear market until we hit this level here. However, I could be wrong, and if we reclaim 41,500, that means that we go up. Okay, so that's what I've got for now on Bitcoin USD. So let me just delete all of those levels again. So let me just show you on Exocharts here what I mean. So let's have a look at the volume profile. This is a daily chart as well. And on the volume profile, it's very clear to see that we've got 2 levels here standing out, you know, that stand out like sore thumbs. So bear with me just a second. The levels I am talking about is this level here, okay, which is around about $41,500, which is that level I was talking about, which is just above the yearly VWAP and the monthly VWAP. But we also have another level down here at around about 35,600. So you see how it all starts painting the same picture volume-wise, okay? 35,600 is a level of interest, and it's a naked point of control that is sticking out like a sore thumb, and also 41,500, which is yet another volume level. Okay, so it depends. Do we go up first, tap that, and nuke all the way down, or do we go down first and then rally all the way up to that level? It doesn't matter which way it goes, but you know you've now got parameters. So you've got now 2 levels that you can decide where to make a choice from if you're on the higher time frames. Of course, on lower time frames, you do well to just follow what happens on Discord. Those guys are always posting charts on a day-to-day basis. They're scalping back and forth and making a shitload of money on the smaller time frames, on the 15-minute time frames. But for the purpose of this TA, I will just focus on the higher time frames as usual. Okay, so basically 41,500 is the line in the sand for the bears. If we break above this, it's bull time, right? And for the bulls, they're not interested to buy, in my personal opinion, on a higher time frame unless we touch this level here, 35,600 or around about $36,000. Okay, I think this naked point of control needs to be taken out before we rally up. Of course, if we lose this level, 35,600, then it starts getting a little bit trickier, because I can show you that here on the on the candlestick charts. Right, if we lose that level, 35,600, then it goes all the way down to 31,200, 31,400 for the next level of support, which is basically the edge of this high volume cluster. And if we come all the way down here, then again, I'm interested in buying, but look how many times this has been hit already. Okay, I'm not hoping, I'm not betting on this holding as support. Okay, of course, all of this depends on the S&P and everything, but you see what I mean? That level is battered, and if we lose 35,600, that means we come all the way down here, which is a weak level, and consequently, we've got very low volume all the way down, which means that the price could travel very, very quickly all the way down to the mid-20s, which is where basically these 2 low volume nodes are. Okay, it's not worth thinking about that just yet, because obviously we're too far away from that. So for now, all I'm saying is that we focus on this level here, okay, and then this level here. All right, basically these levels. All right, this is basically how we do it. We just trade level to level, even on the higher time frames. All right, so that was basically volume profile here on Exocharts, just to give you an example. And if we look at the market profile, what this is, let me just take the stacked imbalances off. This is also, by the way, there's been a new update on Exocharts desktop, and as a result, we now get the VWAP. So I'm not going to show the VWAP here. I'm just going to take that off for a second. And just put this back to normal. Okay, so I'll explain that in a second, but basically there's been a new update on the Exocharts desktop. There is loads of new features, including a daily, monthly, weekly session VWAP that you can add to it. It's really, really amazing, and Veran is just a machine. The guy that codes this is just absolutely unbelievable. You can really tell that the guy is a really good trader, because every time there's a new iteration, every time that there's a new update, it just gets better and better and better. So congratulations to Veran. He's got the most amazing order flow platform for crypto, in my opinion. So without a shadow of a doubt. So anyway, going back to the technical analysis update, this is a monthly profile chart. Okay, so basically what we've got here, I've expanded this one. I'll reset it so that you guys can see. This is this month's profile. I'll expand it again, and this is 3 months profile, the three previous months profiles, and if you merge them all together, you get this gray box that I've just put here behind the price. Okay, so behind the chart, you can see here there's a gray box rectangle there that I've put here, right? I hope you can see that, and it's basically, just remove that a second. It's basically these three profiles merged together. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. Just put a rectangle like this. And now you've got the balance area, and you can see that we've tapped the lows of the balance area, we've swept it out of the balance area, and then when we rallied back inside, we came all the way to the naked point of control, and that's exactly where we dumped from. Okay, we dumped from there, we came all the way back down to the value area low of this month's. Okay, we're still inside the 3-month composite value area low, and this is just so accurate. The price comes here and it bounces here. Okay, so do we go back to 40,350 and raise above, or do we, even if we go here, are we going to start ranging in between this? This is something to watch for the next sort of couple of weeks and just see what happens. Okay, but this is the month's profile, and it's basically the value areas you can see is inside the previous month. So this is just an inside month. So now if I was to add the VWAP, just bear with me in just a second, please. Just keep getting a phone call. Okay, apologies for that. Just had to write the message. You can see now that with the I believe that this is the monthly VWAP. Yeah, this is the monthly VWAP. That's basically where we rallied to. We rallied all the way up there. We got rejected, and then once we've fallen back inside of the second standard deviation, then we tested the value area low, and now the volume profile here. Sorry, the volume naked point of control here at 40,350, and we came down from there. But so now we are inside of this value area lower, 38,500, something like that, and the VPOC. Okay, so yeah, it depends of what happens now. I mean, this is the last day of the month. It's the last Friday of the month, really. So it depends what happens, but I expect this weekend, because it's a long weekend, to have perhaps a little bit more volatility because of the lack of liquidity. Okay, so let's just see what happens with that. In terms of the daily market profile, you can see that we're just kind of like ranging. We're just going back up and down, up and down. And like I said, the guys in the group are scalping this and making a ton of money. But we've left quite a few anomalies below us. Okay, we've left a no excess here, poor low down at the bottom here, around about 37,600. We've also got some equal lows from way back in February. We haven't taken that yet, and of course we've got that glaringly obviously a naked point of control around about $35,500. Okay, and the VPOC was 35,600. So around about this area here. So at around about this area, 35,000, I'm interested in buying, but you know, down here is just chopping. I'm not trading the chopping. I'm not scalping at the moment. So this is what I'm saying on Bitcoin. Okay, so I continue to look at these levels down here for longs, and I'll continue to look at 41,500 as the line in the sand for the bears. Okay, so break above this, take out these two naked points of control, break above that, we've got a very good chance to go all the way up to this one. But until then, this is resistance until proven otherwise. As you can see here, you know, you've got a balance area. We cannot find acceptance above there, okay, at the moment. All right, so this is I think this is like a 6-day 1 2 3 4 5 6 composite. Yeah, it's a 6-day composite TPO, okay, market profile chart. Yeah, 6-day composite profile. Okay, so there's a value area high, the value area low, and we cannot get acceptance back inside of it. If we get acceptance back inside of it, then I think we've got a very good chance to come up here to that level, 40,500, and then if we get acceptance above 41,500, right, if we take out these two naked points of control and we find acceptance above there, then I think we break out of this huge range that we've been in and then go further up to $45,000. Okay, so exactly the same thing that I was showing you guys on the candlesticks. Okay, so nothing really new. I just wanted to show you on the TPO and on the market profile. So I think I covered everything on Bitcoin. Let me just check if I've missed anything. I don't think I have. So I think we move on to Ethereum. So moving on to Ethereum USD. And I'm going to take these off and I'm going to put the balance area on. And I'm looking first at the daily chart here, and you can see here, in fact, let me take the balance area. Again, we are rotational inside of the 2022 VWAP, okay? We haven't tested the edges, and we haven't even tested the 2021 VWAP yet, which is way down here, $2,700, okay? You can see that, that's this level here, right? It's also the lowest standard deviation of this year's VWAP, okay? So this is an important level, around about $2,600 should act as very strong support if we get there, okay? At the moment, it does look like we've been rejected from this year's VWAP, all right? So like I said to you guys on Wednesday when I did the last TA update, it would be all good breaking above balance, which is around about $3,000, but unless we can break, sorry, $2,800 I think it was. Yeah, so back inside of this balance, but actually I'm not interested in longs until we break above this $3,000 level, okay, which is basically where this low volume node is, and also where the yearly VWAP is. So exactly what does the price do? It came down here, it got rejected, went all the way to the VWAP, and then it got rejected again. So what is this, you know, what does it mean? Well, at the moment we're in an imbalance area. Okay, so this will continue to try and find acceptance either below this line or above this line. And until then, there's not really much else to do. I mean, it could obviously range here, but I'm not entirely sure that that's going to happen. This, I'm going to put this here, okay, just because at that level down there, I mean, I was going with the edge of this volume here. As you can see here, I was going with the edge of the volume, but actually because we've got the VWAP above, for me that becomes a little bit insignificant because the real level is above here. Okay, so at the moment we're just kind of rotating sideways inside of the imbalance, right? We're trying to find either acceptance above or acceptance below. So if we break above $2,970, let's say $3,000 just to make it easier. If we break above $3,000 and we hold that as support, I think we go to 3,600. If we break below this level here, okay, test this edge of resistance and then break below the $2,600 level, okay, this should be strong support. But if we lose this level here, then I think we're doomed, and we're going to go all the way down to 2,500 and potentially $2,000 level way down here. Okay, so it's really just a question of keeping an eye on the markets and seeing what it's doing. I hope that makes it clear. Like I said, we've got this level here to contend with, which is around about $2,700, and then we've got also $2,640, which is the current year's -1 standard deviation, value area low, if you like. Okay, so let me just adjust that as well. Actually, I'm going to adjust this balance area way down here. Even though we've bounced there a couple of times, I'm going to put it way down here, because finding acceptance below that would be a disaster for Ethereum. Okay, but actually that, you know what, I'm going to leave it as it is, because that's the volume cluster there. All right, as you can see here, big massive volume cluster right here. Okay, so I'm sorry that I'm a little bit out of it and I'm not being very clear in the way I talk. I'm still recovering from the anesthetics, so I'm a little bit out of it. But yeah, basically we've got this level here as support, 2,800, 2,700 and 2,600. Okay, lose that one and it's down to Goblin Town, and we go all the way down to $2,000 potentially. Okay, if the markets decide to take a massive dump, especially if Bitcoin decides to have a massive dump, break above this level, $3,000, and hold it as support, and I think we've got a very good chance to go to $3,600. That's the next level of resistance. Okay, in the meantime, we either just kind of rotate inside of here to try and find acceptance in either one of those levels, or we come and test these lower levels down here. Okay, and keep testing this resistance. Okay, the bullish sign that you want to look for is, where do we kind of like hover and consolidate? If we're hovering and consolidating at resistance, eventually that will break up. If we're hovering and consolidating at support, eventually that will break down. Okay, it's a game of liquidity. So usually what it means is like we're engineering liquidity here right now. Okay, so that's basically what I've got here on Ethereum USD. Let's have a look at Exocharts and see if I can find anything on the volume profile that makes any sense, or help us make sense of the charts. So again, we got two glaringly obvious levels here. We've got $3,000, which is where this naked point of control here is, here at the top, and we've got another naked point of control way down here at $2,670. So again, this matches perfectly with the candlestick chart when I'm talking about $3,000 for the bulls, reclaiming that for the bulls, or down here 2,676 being the level that we don't want to lose, right? And below this one, then we go down to Goblin Town, right? 2,500 should be a decent level of support. As you can see here, 2,500, where is it? There's this low volume node here, right? So, you know, even if we lose these levels here, I wouldn't be surprised to see a little quick wick to the downside and then just straight back up again. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure if this can happen, or just bear with me just a second, please. Okay, apologies for that. So anyway, that's what I've got for Ethereum. Basically, this level here is support. Okay, this level here is resistance until proven otherwise. Okay, lose this level and we go down here, and if we reclaim above this level here, we go potentially all the way up here, but this could also cause a little bit of resistance, around about $3,300. Okay, so let's have a look at Ethereum versus BTC, and again we look at the daily chart here, and we're kind of like, again, we're still rotating sideways. Okay, we're still between two levels, which is support and resistance levels. Okay, and you can see that I've changed the chart a little bit just because the other one was a little bit confusing, but at least now we've got some macro levels of support and resistance. Okay, that's basically all I've done. I've put some support levels and I've put some resistance levels. The song remains the same. 74,000 sats is resistance until proven otherwise, and 73,000 sats is support until proven otherwise. And in the meantime, we just kind of range like this, okay, inside those two levels. Okay, break above this one, we go to this level here. Break below that one, we go to this level here. Okay, so that's Ethereum versus BTC. Let's move on to the DeFi coins, and I'm going to look at FODL versus USDC first of all. I do apologize, I'm going to have to make this one a really quick one because I've just had a bit of a situation here to do with the family, so I'm going to have to make this quick and easy. But let's have a look at FODL versus USDC, and I'll move on to the DeFi coins and do that a bit quick. Okay, so the preliminary level that we had as a support that I added here as an orange line is now broken, so this is now resistance until proven otherwise. Okay, so basically this range is no longer valid, and I can delete that, and we're going to be ranging in between these two levels here. Okay, so this level here is resistance and this level here is support, and we just rotate between the two until proven otherwise. If we break below that, that's all-time lows, and I think we're going to have to start looking at big round numbers. If we break above that, then I think we go to this level here and we go back to rotating inside of this level here. Okay, so that's basically where we are. We're in the lower distribution here, so we're kind of like, now I expect the price to rotate in between 14 cents and 14 cents 0.6. Okay, FODL versus ETH. Oh. We've lost another level of support, which is showing quite a lot of weakness here on the altcoin charts. So we've lost that level there, so we're not going to be rotating here. I think this is the next level of support, like I said to you guys in the last TA update. Okay, so if we're losing this level here, I put it as orange because it's not confirmed yet, but if we do indeed lose that level there, I think this is the next level of support, and then this one will be the next level of resistance. So the price will be doing something like this. Okay, break below that one, we go to the next level of support. We break above that one, we go to the next level of resistance. All right, moving on quickly to BNB versus USD. And I'm just going to take these ranges here, the price ranges. In fact, I'm just going to delete all of those scribbles. Okay, and you can see that basically these two levels are still acting as resistance. We got rejected here from the yearly VWAP, the current year VWAP. I'm going to take that off for a second, and so I expect the price now to range in between these two levels here. Okay, obviously there could be a little deviation. This could be the higher, bigger range, if you like. Okay, but it is significant that we've got a low volume node here, and we've also got a low volume node there. So if we are below that one, I do expect this level here to be resistance and this level to be support, but there could be deviations. Okay, so this is the range that we're looking at. Break above it, and we could be looking at a wider range like this. Break above that one, this is resistance. Break below that one, this is support. Okay, moving on to Binance versus BTC. Nothing much. Oh, it has changed. It has changed. So let me just delete those squiggles. We've broken above this balance here. Okay, so now we're out of this range. It needs to hold as support. If this holds as support here, which is basically where this low volume node is, Now this level here should also hold a support, which is a low volume area. So right now this is the next level of resistance, this here is the next level of support. So we need to be ranging like this, okay? Break above this one and we go to the next balance area, break below it and we fall back inside of the range, and this will be support and this will be resistance. Okay, let's just have a look at Binance versus ETH, which still kind of, it does look like we broke above resistance now. Okay, so this is the next range now. Okay, so this is resistance, this one here should hold as support. So let me just change the color to that one and put that as green. Okay, and of course if we lose this level again and we fall below, then this will be support down here, and the midline, if you like, this green line, in fact I'm going to make it orange, this midline will then be resistance. I think we'll be okay now to range above here, so it just depends on how much strength we see on Binance versus ETH. Moving on to AAVE versus USD, there's not really much in the way of change. We're still kind of rotating between those two levels. Break below it and confirm that this is the next level of support. If we break above resistance here, then this is the next level of resistance. AAVE versus BTC, we got rejected from the top there, and you can see here that I've drawn two levels here, two arrows. Okay, so again, if you're not sure about this, go and have a look at Wednesday's technical analysis update, and perhaps even Monday's, where I just kind of like gave you on Wednesday I gave you an updated view of where these ranges should be. Okay, so basically we're looking at ranging inside of these two levels here. Okay, so I'm going to move on to AAVE versus ETH. This is definitely resistance now. Okay, so I'm going to put that as red, and so consequently I think that we move in between these two levels now. Okay, this level here is support and this level as resistance. Okay, and we just kind of rotate sideways until proven otherwise. All right, Compound versus USD, you can see that I'm rallying through these because I really have to go, but I'm just going to finish it off anyway. And I think that it's safe to say that we've broken below that one. So I think the next range, like I've shown here, okay, is where this little arrow here is. Okay, so I do expect this to act as support and this to act as resistance, and so the price is likely to rotate inside of here. All right, Compound versus BTC, and we are almost all the way down here to our level of support. Okay, so at this level we've already confirmed that this is indeed support, so at this level you'd be looking to be a buyer. Okay, at this level you'd be looking to be a seller, and basically we just kind of rotate sideways until proven otherwise. All right, Compound versus ETH, we just delete these scribbles, they're becoming a little bit confusing. Okay, so obviously we broke below this level here, so this is resistance, and this level down here is support, so basically we're just going to range inside of these two levels here. All right, moving on to BAT versus USD, we are testing support. Okay, so at this level you really want to be seeing this bounce, right? So if we bounce here, then this is basically the range that you should be trading in, okay, inside of this level here. Okay, if obviously we break below that one, then this here will be the next level of support. If we break above this one, this will be strong resistance at around about 89-90 cents. Okay, BAT versus BTC, we've broken below balance. All right, so let me just delete this. So this level here is almost certainly resistance now. Okay, and the range that we'll be trading is this one here. All right, so again, this is now resistance, and this level here is support, and so I expect the price to rotate like this. Okay, BAT versus ETH, very much the same thing, showing quite a lot of weakness, and we're basically just rotating inside of this level here. All right, so this level here for support, this level here for resistance. All right, until proven otherwise. Link versus USD, we're inside of this range here, this rectangle. Okay, so this is the range that I expect you guys to trade. Again, this is support and this is resistance. Break below this one, we go to the next range. Break above that one, we go to the next range. All right, I hope that is clear. Link versus BTC, again showing quite a lot of weakness. However, it does look like we are reaching the first level of support here. So I do expect the price to kind of rotate in between these two levels. Okay, so if we blows this one, then I think this is the next level of support. If we break above this one, then this here will be the next level of resistance. We continue to see weakness here on Chainlink versus ETH. Okay, and like I said here, this level we lost it on Wednesday, and so the next range that I would imagine to be would be this one here. So this here is support, this here is resistance now, and so we'll be trading inside of this range here. Okay, break above it, this is the next level of resistance. Break below, and it's quite a way down, all the way down here to the next level of support. Moving on to the last coin, that's Uniswap. Okay, Uniswap looking very, very weak. Okay, we broke below this level of support here, so I'm going to put that as an orange line, and we are outside of this range. Okay, so potentially what we could be seeing is this little range here. So I expect the price to rotate inside of these two levels for the time being. Okay, this has only been tested once here as support, so I expect that to be holding quite well as support. However, this level that was holding as support is now resistance. So again, like I said, we're rotating inside of this level here. Okay, Uni versus BTC, again weakness showing, and this level here is indeed resistance. Okay, that level that I showed you here, this short, is still playing out. Okay, so I'm going to delete that now, but basically we are inside of this range here. So this here is the next level of support, and this here is the next level of resistance, and I expect the price to be rotating inside of those two levels there. Okay, Uni versus ETH finally. We're in the bottom range here, and we'll be trading inside of that for quite some time, I think, because this should be very strong resistance now, as it held support for quite some time, and this is all-time lows really, and this here should be the next level of support here, around about 250. Okay, so basically we're just going to be rotating inside of there until proven otherwise. Okay, so what is clear out of the whole TA update is that basically all of these altcoins are showing quite a lot of weakness compared to the rest of the market. However, we are all these coins are approaching contextual support levels, even though we've lost quite a few support levels already. So just be careful. I don't think that the bear market is over just yet. Keep an eye on the S&P and keep an eye on Bitcoin. Like I said, if we break above that bullish level of 41,500, then I think when Bitcoin starts going sideways, everything else will rally with it. But up until then, it's just looking like we've got more downside to come. Okay, so I'll have another technical analysis update for you guys on Tuesday, because Monday is bank holiday. But in the meantime, trade smart. I'm sorry that I've had to cut this one a little bit quick and a little bit short, but I hope it's helpful, and I hope it helps you keep on the right side of the trades. In the meantime, take care, and I'll speak to you guys on Tuesday. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.